In the first video in this playlist, what we did was to show how the conditional formatting can work so you can add color to a given table. Now we want to do is to talk through the steps to actually build out this table. And if you look down below in the notes, below this video, you'll see the list of videos in the playlist, and you can jump to the one that makes sense for you. The first one's going to talk about how to pull in the data. Second one is how to build a column to do next assessment date. And then another video is going to talk about how to build a column called, the number of days until the next assessment. And then I'll build a video that actually shows how to tie all this together so you can get this table. So the first step then is going out to, you do File, New, and you get to this, and you can get data from another source. You can, you can get recent sources, or you can get data. So we're going to start with getting data as an easy one. We're going to bring in more, and what we're going to do is to select Salesforce. So selecting Salesforce here for objects, I can connect, accept production, don't include relationships, say OK. And I'm bringing in two objects. The first is case record. And so I'm going to type case rec. I'm going to see it. If I just click here, I get it over here. Then selecting here actually lets me load it. But what I want to do is transform it, because I want to use the Power Query Editor to do that. So by clicking Power Query Editor, I'm able to see that what I've got is case records. I've got 118 columns in this report. So the first thing I want to do is to make it smaller. I want to go out and choose the columns that I want to pull in. I'm going to say select all these. I'm going to grab ID. I'm also going to just type in the word name, because I know that what I want to do is to bring in a case record name, first name and last name of the contact. So I'm going to say OK. And what you can see is it actually pulled it down to 4. So then what I can do is I can go and say, look at my recent sources now, because I've done that, and I want to bring in my second table. And the second table is something we call assessments. And so I'm able to say, all right, I've got Salesforce objects here, and I can type assessment, and I can select it. And so here again, I'm able to do this. Because I'm in Power Query Editor, know that it didn't say load. What it said was just bring it in. And so I'm going to say, fine, let's do that. It's going to pull it into Power Query Editor as assessment. And the same thing, what I can do is, again, manage my columns and go out and select. And what I want to do here is I want to say, what I want to pull in is the case record. And so I'm going to type in here case, and it's going to say, here's the case record. I also want to type in assessment date. Assessment, and I want the assessment date, and actually that's enough for what I'm doing, so I'm going to say OK. And what that's going to do is to pull in 2 columns. And so now I can move on to the next stage, which is adding a custom column. So take a look at that video as a next step.